what's up, y'all? It's Keldamuzik here on Diva Talk Tonight, the podcast. I have some special guests on the show today. I actually go way back with this fella because he had me on his show on KPFA a long time ago. I remember it was like around midnight on a Friday.
Right.
I'm like, damn, I gotta be there at midnight? Like, oh man. But and he brought along his friend with him today. Everyone, please welcome SMac Reem and Lee. Yeah. Okay. So, SMac Reem, just to talk about you a little bit, like I said, we go way back.
Yeah.
And you were related to one of my homegirls, or you obviously you're her brother.
Yeah.
Shout out to Yolanda, big old pretty girls.
The OPG, baby.
Yep, that's right. All day, all day.
What's up? Yeah, that's my sis, man. She been in this game a long time, and like I said, I'm just proud of her and where she at, where she started from, and where she at right now. And I'm her biggest fan, so I love my sis.
Yes, that's his family's
Yes,
voice.
indeed.
Yes. So, now you're working on a project with my homeboy Pharaoh.
Oh yeah,
Shout out to Pharaoh
Shout out to Pharaoh Films.
Yes,
right.
Vampire in Oakland.
Oh,
Tell us
man.
about that.
Oh man, it's actually a spinoff of his book, Gothic in Oakland. And, he wants to do a film about this movie because the book is actually good. It's 3 parts.
I gotta get the book.
It's 3 parts, but the book is good. Pharaoh is he has a keen eye for Bay Area talent.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Mario Hodge is actually comedian Mario Hodge is actually the lead vampire along with Don P. Shout out to Don P. And we have ambitious model ladies.
Shout out to Esau. Ambitious models.
That's right. So it's a nice cast, man. So
yeah,
we still in production right now. So
what role do you play? What's your role?
I play a street dude, half vampire friend. You know, I'm one of them that act, you know, a good cool dude. But then I'm turn into not a cool dude.
Like Vampire in Brooklyn, huh?
It's Oakland, boy. Them vampires is hard, Oakland.
yeah, that's a little bit more.
Them vampires hard, Oakland, man. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so now, also too, you wear different hats in the industry. You work with a few artists.
Yeah, right now I'm working with EVOR as well.
Okay.
I have an artist named Dirty Nine from South Carolina. He's out of California, by way of South Carolina. He's got a different, distinct sound of music. It's kind of old school, but at the same time he brings a new style. As well as I'm working with an artist who's been in the game. He dropped his first album in like 1988. His name is Big Twan. He's been in the game a long time, so right now he's just reinventing himself, and we're just trying to build another platform for him too. So
I was gonna ask you, you know, me being an artist, and I've been in this game for a long time. How is it like working with artists that are, you know, over 30 years old and still
good
What
music?
I mean?
To me, I consider it good music. Good music is never get old.
That's right.
Never get old.
That's right.
And to format good music, but you have to take time to create. And right now, I'm not mad at the youngsters. I love what they're doing because it's new and innovative.
Yeah.
They can go on there and make a song about anything.
Right.
So it's a good thing to work with artists over 30 and to transform how things used to be to how they are now. So it's I'm good with that. My favorite artist.
I was about to say, who you listening to now? Who's your favorite artist?
As far as who's my favorite artist overall, a lot of people trip off when I tell them, but my favorite artist of all time is Madonna.
Hey, I love Madonna.
Like, I love Prince. I love Michael Jackson. I love Biggie. I love Pac. I love a lot of it. But as far as artist overall is Madonna because she reinvents herself every time with whatever new hot artist it is. She know how to create a song, create an avenue and a vibe for them. So that's that's one thing it's hard to do in music, and I pick up on that. So I like Madonna. That's my number one as far as that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so now, you said your artists are working on a couple of mixtapes?
Yeah, I'm actually working on a mixtape myself. I have one coming out called Top Gun Mac, aka Maverick.
Okay.
And the reason I chose that Maverick is because you have to be a maverick in this game. You have to stand alone, but at the same time may seem like a crazy decision, but it's the right decision for the team. It always works itself out. You know what you know So you act up on it. What may seem crazy to people, you know how you feel about it. You know how you feel about it, and you know if you have a strong thing in your heart that's telling you to do it, then take that choice. Take
Go
that choice.
with your instinct.
Right,
Do
right.
it.
Yeah, take that choice. Don't second guess. If you got to second guess it, then that's not the right choice. But when you got something strong in you, you know you have to push forward and do it. Do that, and that's going to be the right choice.
And that's what you remind me of, like just someone who's just gonna go with it.
Right.
If you believe in something, you just go
with
with it.
Go with it.
You know what I mean? You're gonna make people like it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
period. Because you get installed with things. God gives each one of us a gift, and when He installs something in you, and He give you a foresight, intuition, and telling you to do it. Just quit fighting him. Quit fighting him and just do it. Because, you know, it might seem, like I said, it might seem something dangerous. You might have to walk through fire. You might have to climb the highest mountain you ever climbed.
Yeah.
But do it. Because trust me, when you finish, the prize and reward on what you're going to get is going to be way more than what you even thought. So that's one thing I always took in consideration of how I handle my business and handle myself.
And what's been the most challenging part for you in the music industry?
Well, it ain't really challenging. I started doing music, and I said, God, please let me make money in this rap game. And He did. Yeah. He did. I just didn't tell Him my price. So by knowing that, like I said, really ask for what you really need. And I never wanted nothing more than what I felt I was owed. I didn't need the extras. Like, it's nice to have them. If I don't get them, cool, but I didn't need the extras. So whatever I'm owed, that's all I ask, because
well, what do you want?
As far as what do I want in this industry, as for me, just to help artists. I didn't have nobody there to really teach me. Everybody was teaching me by it was hurtful for them to teach me, or it was coming out the pocket for them to teach me. I didn't have nobody who really took genuine time to say, hey, you got to fill out the paperwork this way. You got to make sure you cross this and do it this way. That way you can get paid. Like, I don't need nothing else. What makes me happy is seeing artists that I work with progress and do something. That's what makes me happy. Music, to me, I do it because I love to do it. I do it because I love to do it. God gave me a talent. I'm not gonna waste it. I'm gonna have fun with it.
That's
so
right.
That's all it is. You know. So.
Yeah, definitely. So, are you on the lookout for new artists? Like,
right now, I work with anybody. If you need help, I will work with you. If I have something that you need, I have no problem with saying, hey, you should go this way about it, or this person has a better deal than this person. I think you should go with this deal, but maybe this deal got a little bit too much. Check it out, and maybe they got something extra for you, or something that can benefit you down the road. So that's what I do. I try to work with artists, see what they side is and their vision, and I try to help them get there. You know, with minimal cost.
That's what's up. Okay, cool.
So how did you get started, and what are some of your career highlights?
2016, I was West Coast Hip Hop Awards Bay Area Artist of the Year. So that was something good and big for me because I put a lot of time in making music. I started doing music when I was 13. It started at the church playing the drums, and and that's what I wanted to do. Like, ever since then, listening to K-Pool, I used to put tape over the cassettes when you want to record, and then I go get the other radio and play the songs off of this and record over on this one to have a little tape for me to hear. So I did a lot of that stuff growing up. I did songs off reel to reel. I wrote hooks for people. So my name is established in the industry, but I don't consider myself as part of the industry. You know what I mean? Like, right now in the music, I hate to say it, as far as Bay Area music, it's too much. Everybody wants you to feel like you have to be in this in crowd or this crowd for your music to get pushed. But one thing I learned by traveling and going to different states, just make the good music and stay consistent. Consistency is the one thing that artists don't have or don't do in the Bay Area. We're not consistent enough. You make one album or a good song and everybody like it, then where are you again? You have to keep going and make something better and top that and top that. And then show us what can you really do to give back. See, my give back, I can't give everybody a monetarily thing, but I can give you back my time and my knowledge that I have in this game, and that's what I can offer you. So you don't make the mistakes that I made. Like I said, so it's cost effective, and That's all I can give you. Now it's on you to take what I give you and run with it. Hopefully you take it and make it something that I ain't even believe you can make. But I just want you to have that start, and if you ever fall back, you have a foundation and a soft spot to fall to. That's it. That's all I want to do in the game. I know down south, I've been to Texas, I've been to Atlanta, I've been to Texas a couple of times and performed, every time most of the time I go down there because of the love and respect that they have for music. If you're talented, see, here you have to know, you have to pay to play. Out there, you just have to have talent. Talent's gonna stand out. It's gonna stand out. So all you have to do is have talent and be in those positions. So that's it. Just make sure you. First things first. I forgot to say this, and this is just the real thing. Put God first in everything. Mm-hmm. Everything. Whether if you think it's a bad situation, put Him everything. And trust me, total control, everything. I didn't realize I learned that from my big sister. I love that girl. For real. So, but true and all, put Him in every situation. Whether you think it's a bad situation or whatever, put Him in it. Put Him in it. Right. You can't fight none of these fights on earth. Put Him in it if you want to be successful.
Okay.
That's all I can say on that.
All right. Well, I wanted to chat with Lee here. Lee, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine.
Okay. I'm pretty good, thanks. Right. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? I know you manage your daughter. Her name is Nia Rose.
Yes, I am a man of many hats.
Tell us everything. Tell us everything you do.
I produce. Mm-hmm. I manage. Mm-hmm. I'm a photographer.
Okay.
I'm a bail bondsman.
All right.
Your mentor.
Yeah.
Coach basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Youth basketball. Coached that for 20 years. DJ.
Okay.
And the list goes on.
The list goes on. Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
One thing I learned about having that hat is you never be broke.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Oh my God, yes.
That's what the youngsters need to know. I mean, keep yourself busy. Stay out of trouble.
Yeah, tell me about it. People always tell me, you can't multitask because then you won't be focused on something. I'm like, you can focus on multiple things.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. As long as you see it all the way through and you just take your time out and do what you gotta do, you can be successful. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's okay to wear many hats.
Right. I multitask every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day.
So back to your artist, what are you guys doing right now?
Right now, Nia Rose, she just released her a single. It's called Say My Name, featuring Mr. Fab.
Shout out to Mr. Fab.
Shout out Fatty.
And what that song is pretty much about is about everything that's going on right now in society. With the police killing our young men and women, and all the injustice that's going on throughout the United States, and elsewhere, but mainly here in the United States. And how she came about that one day was, if I'm not mistaken, what's his name? Oscar Grant. And this song, believe it or not, is about 3 or 4 years old. We just been holding on to it, and we haven't really just been holding on to it. We just been trying to find the right time to let it go.
So have you guys been doing any light promotion for it?
Right.
Okay, but now you're going into full force with it,
Well, right, exactly. What it was that I got a phone call. Somebody said, Lee, I need a song. I said, man, I got beats. What you need?
Yeah.
He said, no, I need that Say My Name.
Dang.
I need that Say My Name, and I need it now.
Yeah.
And he said, Taco.
Taco Spot Smasher Taco.
Yeah, Spot Smasher. Yeah, and he said, man, we need that right now. And that is because he heard it after we first did it. And it all came through. And he said, I was sitting here looking at TV and I'm seeing all this injustice going on. He said, man, say my name. Say my name. Nia Rose, say my name. And so with that being said, we just went on ahead and moved forward with it. He said, man, get Mr. Fab on that song, whatever it takes, and move forward with it.
So what are you guys doing with the song right now?
So right now, it's up on all social media outlets.
iTunes, Spotify, all the music outlets.
TikTok, everywhere.
Teaser, yeah.
It's on everything.
Mm-hmm.
And right now what we're trying to do is plan the video for it. And that's a difficult task. But then again, at the same time, we don't want to get in the middle of a what you call those the little movement where they have downtown tearing up. That's not what we're about.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know, we pretty much about
Empowerment.
empowerment, but peaceful.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key. So some of the ideas that we have for it is me taking my camera
Mm-hmm.
and going downtown and videotaping a lot of the art that they have downtown Oakland, because they have a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, that's
and I
right.
think what really just set the tone was Floyd's death.
Yeah. Yeah.
Floyd's death just
Yeah.
made it where it's just like, you know what, this has to come out now.
Yeah. How did that affect you? You know, as a
Well, being honest with you, I just
Yeah.
gotta chill.
yeah.
And that is because some of our young black men and women, they don't understand. And as I sit here, I'm looking around, there's a lot of things that I speak on a daily when I'm bailing people out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been to jail before, but I only been to jail one time. It just took that one time for me to change everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and being that I seen the Floyd, the situation with George Floyd, is that, you know, man, that gave me chills. Like, man, that could be me,
Mm-hmm.
that could be my son, that could be my nephew, that could be my friend, that can be one of these young men that I coach basketball. Could be a young lady.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's right.
It goes for every. You know, it doesn't hold no bearings on anybody. Anybody can be in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And when I seen that situation, all I can do is when I looked at it, I was just like, this is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
This is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
This is wrong.
Yeah.
And you know, I hate to say it this way, but I'm just saying it as I see it. And that is, the strangest thing is, most people don't look at it this way. The police officers, to me, are gangs in uniform.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They have too much power.
Yeah.
Too much power.
And they abuse it.
And they abuse it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, when I seen that, that's the first thing came to my mind. They got too much power. And not only do they have too much power, you got officers standing around watching. You know, they watching, and then they ready to harass someone else for speaking out on the actions that was happening right there before.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I seen that video, I was like, oh my God. And, you know, I thought about saying my name, but matter of fact, the same day I looked at that video, I got that phone call.
Wow. That's crazy.
Say my name.
Mm.
And if you can, check it out. Nia Rose, Instagram, California. The name of the song, as I said, Say My Name, featuring Mr. Fab. It's on all social medias. It's everywhere. Check it out. Go listen to it and support.
Yeah, definitely.
Just support.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna definitely take this one.
Yeah, it's dope. I got it with me.
Okay.
I got it with me.
Okay. So tell us, you work for bail bonds. What do you do?
I've been doing bail bonds for 30 years now.
Wow. So you bailed out a lot of people.
I bailed out a lot of people. I bailed out a lot of people. And how I got into that?
Yeah.
I went to jail, and when I was in jail, I was like, man, there's a lot of people in here, including myself, that don't look like they belong in here. And not only do they don't look like they belong in here, everybody that go to jail, keep in mind, it may sound like, okay, he went to jail, he did that, but then again, everybody is not a bad person. There are some people that deserve to go and deserve to be there, but then again, you have some that are in there, and due to the judicial system, they're stuck in there.
Dang. And so with that being said, speaking of being stuck in there, Proposition 25.
No on Proposition 25. And Proposition 25 basically is saying that when they say, let's clarify it right.
Mhm.
When they say they try to get rid of bail, no bail. Let's not. Right now, they have it where, due to the pandemic, the jails and the system have put in place a program where they said no bail. Okay, 0 bail. So the way that the system is saying 0 bail right now through this pandemic is just basically saying that anybody that's arrested for a misdemeanor charge, okay, all we gonna do is cite you out and let you go. Proposition 25 is basically saying, it's not saying the same thing. It's saying a whole totally different thing. It's basically saying that they are getting rid of bail. So imagine, getting rid of bail doesn't mean that there's going to be a 0 bail. That basically means that you're going to be in jail and you have to wait until you go see the judge before they actually make a decision to OR you, put you on supervised OR, or possibly even speedy trial to get you going through, get you situated and on your way.
So you get arrested on a Thursday, you gotta wait 2 days, plus the weekend.
Well, that's in San Francisco.
Oh.
Right now, San Francisco has implemented the no bail policy of what we're talking about, Proposition 25. And what that basically is saying that you're mandatory no bail for 72 hours and weekends don't count. So if you get caught on Friday, that means you ain't going to court until Tuesday at 1:30 or Wednesday at 1:30.
Wow.
That's not right. Within the Constitution, everybody has a right to bail. Right now, San Francisco is in the process right now where they're just taking that away from you for 72 hours.
Dang.
If not, a little bit more. You know? And with that, understand, if you have a good job and you go to jail and they find that within the police report that, okay, there's evidence that you committed this crime, then understand you are going to be part of that 72 hours no bail. Now, if they don't find that you have committed this crime, then you can be released within 72 hours.
Okay.
But who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
It's going to be all up to the DA and or the new magistrate that they have that they're dealing with over in San Francisco.
Wow. And this is only in San Francisco.
Only in
right?
San Francisco. Now, keep in mind, the district attorney that won the election, that won that seat, now, he doesn't like bail. He doesn't like bail. And what most people don't know is, hope I don't get in trouble for this.
No.
But
Speak your mind.
state of California issued $68 million throughout the state of California, dispersed evenly through all the counties to provide a pilot program for that no bail.
Wow.
So just think, $68 million. What could that do?
Yeah.
Look at the homelessness going on. You know what I mean? Everything that's going on, especially the homelessness, you know, y'all can put some money toward that versus putting all this money in the system. You know, and me personally, doing bail for the longest time that I have done it is 30 years. You trying to revitalize bail. You trying to punish bail for the system's problem. It's the system. It's not the bail bondsman. They think that we make all this money, but then again, if you really think about it, and I know we'll probably touch on it later, but Kamala Harris is one of those ones that said was voted for 3 strikes
Dang, yeah.
back in the day. Now understand 3 strikes. 3 strikes is you get 3 violent or you get 3 felonies,
You're
then
done.
you're done. You're sitting in jail for 25 years to life. Now understand, with that being said, here it is, you have people that are homeless, people that don't have nothing to eat, so therefore, if you go out and you go rob a Burger King, or you go steal some food, that's considered as certain times, depending on how you dealing with it, it's a criminal act, it's a violent act. So being that it's a violent act, that is considered as a violent crime. So that categorizes you, if you have 2 felonies, or if you have, not even really 2 felonies, but strikes. They giving strikes out to where y'all women know, there's not too many of us out here on the streets.
Right.
Majority of our men, black men, are in jail, due to that 3 strikes law. And or, prosecuted illegally or not right.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, everybody is not treated fairly within the system. You know, I was just looking at a video of a guy being prosecuted, and he said, prosecute me as a white man. Don't prosecute me as a black man. The judge said, well, sir, we prosecute everybody the same. He said, no, you don't. He said it. But 30 years of bail. I've been, like I said, within doing it, I worked for 3 companies. I done bailed out a whole bunch of people. Famous people, no famous people. I'm not saying no names.
All right, don't want to say no names.
But, you know, I've been around the block a long time. Been throughout the state of California bailing people out. I know pretty much where every jail is in the state of California. So that's for me doing it as long as I've been doing it. And I do it because I love it. I'm still in it, and I love it because I am helping someone.
That's right. Okay. Well, thanks so much for that input, that information. I think we learned a lot from that.
Don't go to jail.
Don't go to jail.
Yeah.
Don't go to jail. All right, so I want to move into some current events here, and got my co-host Diamond here, who helps me out on this. Diamond, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yep. Okay, so social media is on fire about the 2020 election, as it should be. Without asking you or who you're voting for, unless you'd like to share, we don't expect you to stump for anyone, but tell us your thoughts on the controversies and what you feel is at stake at this time. Anybody?
Well, because I know he got a lot to say.
And I'm waiting for it. We waiting.
But let me just speak first on that real quick, and that is, personally, I know that social media is the outlet right now. Okay, but if we really think about it, social media is what have us in this position with Trump right now. You know, I know Facebook at one time had to go sit down and speak in front of the Congress, and Twitter, in regard to allowing the participants to be able to put their slander up on the social media and talk about, you know, say like our candidates. You know, with that being said, you know, knowing that is a big old social network, I think they should just leave it to the TV. Because a lot of stuff, even on TV, is fake news. And just imagine on social media, they don't have control of how they let some of this stuff get out. You know, that's how I feel about it. Leave it to the television, let the candidates do what they need to do, and leave all the fake news or the bad news out of social media.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think about that, then?
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah.
I definitely believe that, you know, everything that you hear or see or read is not always true. So you kind of have to, like, do your own personal research, you know, just like you were saying about the proposition. Do your own research so that way you know what other people are saying based on what you actually took the time out to learn, and then you can make this decision on your own. And I'm not really one for voting, especially in this time of people being weird. So
Well, with that being said, we need to vote. You
Well,
really?
who we gonna vote for?
Well, hey, we.
Lesser of two evils. Right now, you would have to get you, and it's nothing. See, when it comes to politics, it's like I said, yeah, do your research to see things that you want to stand on, that you feel comfortable, like like you gotta have a fighting spirit when it comes to politics. 'Cause that's what it's about. And right now, like we seen 4 years of Trump. We see everything's on a decline, from wealth to food to health. Everything is on a decline.
Racism.
Racism is not on the racism. Okay, somewhat not on a decline. Racism will never be on the.
It's on the incline.
It will never be racism on the incline. It will never be on the decline for the simple fact is because we're gonna always have groups of people, whether we come together or not. It's still groups of people who are gonna feel that they're different and they're above everybody.
Right.
See, right now, what Trump did, it's not even more so. What Trump did is, it's not about race right now. To be honest with you, it's not about race. It's about your economic stature. Okay, it's the rich and the poor. See, that's where gentrification come from. All this stuff didn't start hitting until, it started hitting a little bit. Gentrification started a little bit before Trump got in there, but a lot of it pushed to the forefront since he's been there. A lot of crime, since gentrification, you can check the Oakland, you can check the stats yourself, everybody. Crime has went up. Crime has went up. And I say the reason crime went up, because when you're in a community, right? And this is one thing I do know from being in West Oakland my life. I know your people. You know my people. So it's not going to be too much I'm going to take from you or do to you due to the fact that I know either your people this way or can handle things this way, or we have a personal respect for each other. So a lot of stuff as far as that, it wasn't too much crime going on. You understand what I'm saying? Only when gentrification, when San Francisco started raising the rent and pushed the middle class white people to West Oakland, that's when gentrification, homelessness, and all this stuff start taking effect, like true effect, and you start seeing it yourself. Like back in the 90s, if we saw a white person in the neighborhood, you know he made a wrong turn somewhere. Let me help you get up. Now I wake up, you got 5 people huddling, talking with dogs, and none of that. And some wearing Black Lives Matter and won't say nothing to my black behind. Right, with a sign, right? So I understand what's going on, but at the same time, the way we can change this is a lot of people right now, not trying to be funny, like everybody get their unemployments and they getting these big old things. You seeing people riding new stuff, right? Seriously though, check this out. If 5-6 people who getting these checks, won't you invest in one project first of building something, anything first, right? Then you guys build that up so you can branch off to the next person in line. So now, until it gets to the next person in line, just like the Asian do it, the Asian Empire, that's what they do. I dated an Asian girl for like 12 to 14 years, right? And this is one thing that we don't do, which we lost since Big Mama been gone. Everybody lost Big Mama, so we don't have them Sunday dinners no more. Right. We had the Sunday dinners for eating, but we didn't have the Sunday dinners for the knowledge like the Asians do. If me and you in the same class, you going to school, like we finna graduate from high school, we're going to college. If you going for engineer, I cannot go for engineering. I have to go for something else. Right. So every week when we have Sunday dinner, you have to tell the whole family what you learned that week. And I would have to come behind you and tell you what I learned in science for that week. That way, we each one teach when we're making each other strong. And at the same time, you'll never miss out on an opportunity for nothing. So if you know construction and you do it good, and I listen, my cousin know construction, but at the same time teaching me construction, now I know a little bit of construction. I know the basic stuff to help me go ahead and go further. Now doing these
construction.
For sure. And as I get further in this field now, I'm learning by technique. And now I'm making my own. Now I know how to do it a little bit my own way. So now I can take it this way and say, hey, we're not doing it this way. I'm not building blocks with this anymore. I'm building it with this, which is a little bit, better. And I can make, so you can make money. Like I said, you can make profit at the same time building each other up. That's all the Asians did. And they bring it to our community. They check over the liquor stores and then the property. But now it's the Indians, the Saudis, and now that's who run the stores now. Well, there was Asians used to run it,
Right.
but now the Saudis run it now. It's for the simple fact that's where the economy at right now. See, like how Dubai and all these places that they man-made now. We didn't have Dubai 25 years ago. We wasn't on Dubai. Dubai what? Dubai yourself something from the stove. So that's what we had. But now it's like I said, the economy has gotten stronger for the rich and harder for the poor. So that's what it is. So
Do you get involved in your local politics, and how important is that to you?
I actually supported in 2012. I actually was a supporter. You can go check. Well, 2011 and 12. I supported the city council. Paid to support what they were doing, and I was actually helping Jamoke and Mr. Greg Hodge. Greg Hodge is from West Oakland, and for the district, and it's good people in the neighborhood who try to do good for the neighborhood. And it seems like those people had the hardest time getting the funding and getting the real support that's needed because they have a real plan. You understand what I'm saying? Politics is basically the rubber band effect, as we say. You got to pull it just enough for me to pull it back to you because nobody's going to never win. Obama said something that's real for all of us. He said, it ain't no left wing, it ain't no right wing. Don't y'all realize the same bird? Right. So it's going to keep, so the only way you're going to make that happen is you kill the bird and start over. So that's the only thing. That's why when you have Democrats, you have Republicans, we don't have no true independent. That's where we're supposed to step in. I understand, Kanye is smart enough to be, he's the dumb smart dude. No, because he understands, as crazy, like I said, it may look crazy to the world, but if you think about what he's saying, he want to be the independent. You're not the right person, but you got the right idea. Right. You understand what I'm saying? See, people misinterpret what he's doing. They taking it as him. Don't look at him. Look at the idea that he's bringing to you. He's giving you the quote-unquote truth. If you want to break down the system, remove yourself from that system and start a new system. That's what he's telling you. So you ain't got to vote for Trump. Oh, he's going to help Trump win because he's stealing votes for Trump. Oh, what he's telling you is no matter who wins this election, right? The next election, we find somebody, a strong figurehead who know what they doing in these politics, and that's who we go with. That's it, and that's all. That's how you break up a system. And that's period, point blank. That's all. That's how I feel about politics. Like I said, so I'm gonna vote. Yes, I'm gonna vote. Yes, I'm gonna vote Democrat just because Trump's in there and everything's on a decline. Now, if Trump was doing something positive and hey, I don't care about him being racist. I understand what he's saying, and he's really not racist. He say, I like black people, but I like being white more, and I understand that because I like white people. I just love being black more. So what's wrong with that? You understand? So it's a lot of stuff to it. I'm just being 100. So
should we be pressuring each other on how to vote?
Not really. We shouldn't because that's as an individual. Why would you do something? See, this where the problem come in. This where the problem come in. We all know what's right? We all feel what we know is right. But who's to say if it's right for that person that's standing on it? Like peer pressure didn't cause a lot of things, a lot of ripple effects in this world. Saying like you vote Democrat. Well, the only reason I'm voting Democrat, to be honest with you, because growing up, that's all we knew. Like the Democrat in my era, hey, my mom and them, everybody voted Democrat, right? But officially, black people were Republicans. So we were Republicans. We started our own because we started that. That's us. But at the same time, we was bought out by the Democrats for a vote. JFK. So you gotta just go do your history. I'm gonna be quiet because I like living. Illuminati. I like living, but I'm a son child. So I'm just saying, no, for real. But it's like a lot of stuff in the field of as far as politics is. We just need something that you feel comfortable with standing on. You feel comfortable with something living for and dying for. That's what it is in politics. If you're comfortable enough to stand on it, be comfortable enough to stand on that ground and die for it, because that's what's going to make a system work. Our blood, sweat, and tears is what built America. This is the system. This is not our system, but this is the system we accepted. You understand what I'm saying? That's all it is. So, and by the same token, we ain't gotta accept it no more. You ain't gotta accept it no more. We put it in the candidate who we feel is strong enough that can run, that can compete, and we support them. That's another thing. Kanye, the only reason he can do it, you billionaire, millionaire, got money to do it.
Are you for Kanye?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Not him as a person, but I am
But
for
what he stands for, like the message he's putting out there.
The message he's putting out there is to take away from the system. Whether, not saying because he's black, okay, he could be a Martian. If he's talking the right, if he's talking right, if they talking the right thing, if he's talking the right thing and what we stand on and what we believe and what we need to do to change the system, if we're gonna be better as people, if we all gonna get along and be better as people, cool. If not, I could live with being segregated too. Segregation is cool too. That's what it was before. The black people lived in the lower middle, white people lived in Piedmont. Hey, we got along, didn't we do it for 40 years? Well, I mean.
It was funny when I first moved to Oakland, like the whole thing, because I'm from San Jose. You know? So when I moved to Oakland, people were like, it's either you live in the hills or the flats. Like, they segregated that. I'm like, well, you know, what's the difference? Like, are people different in the hills and people different in the flats? Like,
it goes back to economic stature. You got money, you live in the hills. That was the perception. Flatlands was just us making it in survival, but we make black people always make everything good, and they want to come back and you know, like that's the only thing that happened to West Oakland. I can tell you that much, because before West Oakland was
gentrified.
Not really. West Oakland was pretty much all black. You know, when a lot of people came back from the war and stuff, the naval base, a lot of those places, that place like 7th Street all the way by the post office, that was like jazz town. You understand? Like the best, if you was something and you was traveling the underground circuit, they called it the chitlin circuit. If you was traveling the chitlin circuit, you had from B.B. King to all of them that came to West Oakland and played down here. I'm talking legends. So if you was part of the music back then in the 60s and the 70s, you a jazz player, blues and all that, you came down here. You had to come to these places for you to be solidified as an artist. So that's what a lot of people didn't understand as far as the significance of little old Oakland. We always big. A lot of people, even from when Occupy was going on, they look to see what we doing first. We're the head of the movement. If you guys don't understand that, since the Panthers Party, from Frisco to Oakland, it's been that they watch to see what we do, and now the Bay Area has lost that edge somewhat because we lost that structure of us, because we do more fighting with each other at the top of these circles than anything else. So you know.
So is there a difference between stressing the importance of voting and telling people how to vote? People are blocking each other on social media and falling out over differences of opinion, but is their opinion even really their own, or are they just repeating shit? Right, because that's where we at now. So like I said, social media, we're at a time where everything is easily handed to us. We don't have to go get the books and ballots and read like we used to and study. Like voting, when I first got a chance to vote, they gave me a book like this to read and all. I'm like, what's that supposed to vote to? And then I just see a lady next to me, like, boy, you get a blue stamp, that's Democrats. And what that mean? Just go vote like I said, you know? You know, so, and like I said, so that's what it been. So. Yeah, no, definitely. Now, has social media had an impact on voting, and if so, have you guys fallen out with people over who you're voting for?
No, I haven't.
Or your just opinions on anything?
No, I mean, social media has put it out there, but I don't like, me being at work, in the bail bond business, people come and go, and we have debates. We sit there and have our debates on who you vote for. I'm not saying who I'm voting for, but then they tend to speak their mind of why they're not voting for Democrat. You know what I mean? And me personally, I just sit there and say that's not a valid reason.
So do you get into like arguments with them?
No, I don't get into arguments. I don't. I just don't. If we get to that point, then I just shut down and I just leave it alone because it's not worth it. Because as I said earlier about, you know, social media, they put things out one way and then there's the book, the ballot book. And that's very important because what they show on the social media and the television, it ain't the same in that book.
Ballot book, exactly.
It's not the same in the ballot book. So you have to transcribe it yourself to really, you got to read through that line, maybe you got to read through that about 4 or 5 times to make sure you get it right because the wording the way that they put it, it's not, it'll have you voting against what you really stand for. You know, and that's something that has been going on for years. Black people don't like to read. You know, so, well, I'm not going to read this over and over and over. Well,
Let me read the ending where it concludes everything.
Right, exactly. So, and that's what I noticed about social media and television. They put it in words that most people would be like, oh no, I'm gonna think about it this way. I'm gonna go ahead. Okay, they said if this happen, if I vote no, then okay, this is what's gonna happen. If I vote yes, then this is what's gonna happen. But the yes really means no, or the no means yes.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Dunn? Like, has social media made an impact on your voting? No.
But I don't believe everything that I hear or see. So, no, I need that basic.
Yeah.
Booklet. And booklet. And now, what you can do, you can go, I mean, although we talk about social media, the book is there. There is a book with all the propositions and who's running for office. It's in the book. I mean, you know, they have it. But then again, it's, you gotta look for it. You gotta, you know.
Go out your way.
You gotta go out your way.
Yeah. And if you don't understand it, then you won't understand it.
Right.
Okay, I want to move on to the next topic here. Tekashi 6ix9ine. Y'all familiar with Tekashi 6ix9ine? Okay, this dude is still at it. What do you think the response should be? Can he be ignored?
He can't be ignored because he's all over
Is he
social
like a thorn
media.
in the industry's ass? Like what?
Well, you know what? What he just signed a $5 million deal?
$10 million.
$10 million deal. Okay, so we was talking about it before the camera came on. Music, I'm an OG. Old school music was good. There was a message in the old school music. Music today doesn't have that same message back then. I mean, you know, that we had, you know, the message that was sent or given to us back then. Those messages meant a whole lot. You could sit down, old school people, they sit down, I mean, you know, we could sit down and listen to that music all day long and enjoy it. Whereas now, the music that we hear now is just like degrading women, degrading race, guns, violence, drugs. So it pretty much putting everything out there, what's going on in the streets today. And to me, that's not a good message. It's not a good message. That's just like my coworker, she's a female. And I didn't know what WAP meant.
I was gonna ask about WAP.
I didn't know what WAP meant until she told me.
Wings and pieces.
I thought it was worship and praise.
I'm serious what I'm talking about.
See, I was thinking everything else other than what it really stands for. You know what I mean? But back to Tekashi, you know, for me with him is that this. You know, we've always known not to snitch.
Yeah.
But right now, he's not praising it, but he is, what
He's
he
mocking the culture of
what
hip
he
hop.
has been through and everything that he has done is just basically saying it's okay to snitch.
Not even that, he's making it a joke. See now, this is where, like crossing the line, or you gotta see the big ploy and big plot that they're doing. And this is why I say that. And this, I mean, I'm gonna say this because 6ix9ine he was affiliated. Okay, if he was affiliated with people that he know, you understand the rules. It's not like things have. Everybody know. Okay, if you get caught, whatever, you don't tell on everybody. You got caught, right?
Right.
You got caught, right? Because you're making this choice. You consciously making a choice that you know what you're doing something wrong. See, that's why I love the way I used to get a whooping because I knew I was doing something wrong. Like, for real, I knew I was doing something wrong. So if I got caught, it's on me to deal with whatever I got to deal with because I know I'm making a conscious choice. Just like he made a conscious choice. Now, what I don't like about what he's doing is he's steady agitating the people who he know is upset or the people who he affected in this. That's the only thing that I can say that I don't like about what he's doing. Now, if he went somewhere and you snitched and you got quiet and you did all that and you really, like, you know, you got on yourself about that, you self-checked yourself and you know you made a wrong mistake, okay, cool. I can live with somebody making a mistake. If that's what it was, you said it was a mistake, you panicked at the time, whatever the case may be, they was gonna harm your parents, they was gonna do this, they was gonna do that, whatever the case. I don't know what the whole case is about it because I don't get into conversations of snitching. Like I will never be associated. Like so, that's sizzling, especially in the game that you're in, this music game, and in the street game. If you're in the street game, now for somebody who's like had nothing like let's say some as the youngsters say, you're not active, you're a civilian. Okay, say a civilian. I can understand somebody say, hey man, this dude robbed me and shot me because you're not in that street, you're not in that field. So you're not in that field, and if I can give you a pass because you're not in that field, so you don't know street rules. But people, if you rapping about street rules and you the king of New York and this, then king of New York before you became king when you was a pawn, they said these are pawn rules you're supposed to know before you become a king. These are things that you know. So I don't like the way he's going about every time getting on social media and just like taking a dig at the.
It's like trolling.
There you go. The trolling part about it. Now, like I said, if you'd have told on somebody and went to Wisconsin somewhere, nobody never seen him, he would apologize and say, hey man, I didn't mean, y'all know y'all was mean to me and y'all did this to me, so what was I supposed to do when I came to attack and do all that? Okay, I can understand that. And you worked that out. You made amends with them people that you did wrong. You feel what I'm saying? I can accept that. But to know you did wrong and to keep taking a dig at it, that's like trying to bully somebody, and I hate bullies. You know what I'm saying? You hate bullies. You hate this. You hate that type of. It makes you feel inferior towards him, and I don't want to feel inferior towards nobody.
Right.
But what he's doing is taking a jab at a rule of the culture, and that's another thing. You know, and that's where I say young music is innovative because, as like he said, old school. He don't like. You gotta really have an ear to hear the youngsters are really to try to even hear them because the music is so horrible. Not trying to say, for real, it's a different sound. I'm old school too. It's a different sound, so I gotta really get into it. So I gotta really. It takes my focus off actually listening and appreciating the art because I gotta try to hear what you're saying on it to make sure it's art. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So.
Okay. Well, could Tekashi 6ix9ine and 6B orchestrated by the industry higher ups to kill the lure of what was called or categorized as gangster rap?
Yeah, I mean that's what I was just saying. Like it's no more. He rap gangster, but nothing about their appearance is gangster. Like you know a real hood person, you could tell, like you could feel their vibe. You know some people just don't mess around. They just don't. You can look at them like, man, that nigga ain't fooling around. Not like that, but you know what I mean. Like he not playing. So all these gimmicks and games, he's being put up to it, but at the same time, he probably not because he don't have people in his corner like that no more. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of moves that he was making when he was with those people he was around, they kind of kept him in a certain code of what you can and cannot do. You understand what I'm saying? But now he, like I said, don't have who's around him. That's gonna pull his coattail and be like, because everybody around him only there for what? Money.
Right.
Everybody know what you did was wrong, and people ain't, they're not gonna agree with that.
Yeah.
But they're gonna be around you for money and what you can
That's
do,
right.
because that seems like that's all he's doing is buying friends, police, and security guards. So that's all
He's invested so much money into that.
Right.
That's how he's living his life for the rest of his life.
Correct. And that's no way to live if
He's
you're getting $10 million.
Looking back and forth everywhere you go.
Man, you see, I saw somebody chase him down to give him his money back. Some dude chased him in New York. He's like, yo, bro. He's like, you dropped $1. He's like, oh man, thanks. Like, no way to live.
Okay, well, I hate to wrap this up, but I have to. You guys have been great guests. Mac Reem, Lee, and of course my co-host Diamond. We miss Brandy. Brandy, hope everything goes good with you. She's usually here with us. Okay. Any last words you guys like to say before we go?
Me personally, vote no, Proposition 25.
All right.
Okay. Also, go check out Say My Name by Nia Rose, featured Mr. Fab. Instagram is California 510. Okay. And support. Let's support our local artists.
I just want to say shout out to everybody. Shout out to you guys for having us here. I just want to say thank you for having us here. I enjoyed the conversation. It's good to have a refreshing conversation about things instead of just who won the basketball game.
Right. It's an open conversation.
Yeah, or did y'all see Cardi B?
Right.
Real conversation. I appreciate that. I just wanted to say shout out to my team. Like I said, EBR, Big V Entertainment, Dirty Dom, Marvelous, Big Twan, and Do Damage. Nia Rose. Nia Rose, and the rest of the squad, man. I just want to say thank you, and I really appreciate you guys. And appreciate the lady behind the camera, because you working hard, too. We ain't going to forget you, girl.
Queen
We ain't going to forget you, girl. But yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. All right, you guys, and my single Can't Keep Up featuring Highland Star will be available on the 28th on Spotify and all the popular platforms, so check that out. Music video coming soon, and thank you guys for coming on the show.
Okay, that's what's up. If you need a Warren G lookalike for the video, you feel me?